Welcome to A Moment in Time with Taylor. This is part 3 of our Chaos Theory series, which is a two-part, it's two essays put into one publication by Robert P. Murphy, and we've been debating this for a couple days now, and I'm hoping that this will be the end of the essays today. We've talked about private law, we've talked about private defense, and we'll see what the rest of this has to offer us. Private defense is the second essay, and private law is the first essay. But in the private law essay, he refers to the second essay about private defense to determine how initial private property would be determined and distributed. So that's what I'm most interested to learn about today. Hopefully we'll get to that. Hey Lise, you were the first comment to the broadcast coming in on Periscope. We are live also on Twitch, and it looks like we still don't have a heart race from Egg Drop, which is a bummer, but you guys should still be able to use the egg bots to moderate, play games, check the weather, all that fun stuff. On Periscope anyway. Thank you for the super hearts, Lise. Mwah! How are you feeling today? Flu's got everybody going crazy, right? Livity, thank you for inviting your followers. So let's get to reading, shall we? Welcome, welcome, come on in. Hey, Grind, hello. All right, so we're on a section called, and I had to end this early last night because I had to run and teach a yoga class, so I apologize for the interruption. Hey there, Arturo, let's continue on. Economic calculation. The first two sections demonstrated that military defense, like any other service, can be provided on the free market. To appreciate the tremendous advantage that this gives to the anarchist society, it will be useful to first explore the peacetime superiority of private industry versus government planning. Hey there, Arturo. To this end, we will review the critique of socialism. The traditional opponents of socialism argued that it had insufficient incentives for the average worker. Without tying pay to performance, people would shirk and output would be far lower than in a capitalist economy. Only if a new socialist man evolved who enjoyed working for his comrades as much as for himself could a socialist system succeed. Thanks for those super hearts, Arturo. Thank you guys. Let's take a look. What do we got here? Arturo's taking the stream boss. I think Lisa's the stream boss before this. I didn't actually check that because I'm not looking at myself on the screen, but there's my cat Jack. He doesn't want to hang out. He wants to go lay in the bed. Although valid, this criticism misses the essence of the problem. It took Ludwig von Mises to explain in a 1920 paper the true flaw with socialism. Without market prices for the means of production, government planners cannot engage in economic calculation, and so literally have no idea if they're using society's resources efficiently. Consequently, socialism suffers not only from a problem of incentives, but also from a problem of knowledge. To match the performance of a market economy, socialist planners would not need to be merely angels committed to the commonweal. Oh, good afternoon. Did I say good morning? Feels like morning to me too. I woke up a few hours ago. They would also need to be gods, capable of superhuman calculation. At any time, there's only a limited supply of labor, raw materials, and capital resources that can be combined in various ways to create output goods. Hola, Trapper! A primary function of an economic system is to determine which goods should be produced, in what quantities, and in what manner, from these limited resources. The market economy solves this problem through the institution of private property, which implies free enterprise and freely floating prices. Hey, Dante. The owners of labor, capital, and natural resources, the means of production, are free to sell their property to the highest bidder. The entrepreneurs are free to produce and sell whatever goods they wish. The ultimate test of profit and loss imposes order on this seeming chaos. If a producer consistently spends more on his inputs than he earns from selling his output, he will go bankrupt and no longer have any influence on the manner in which society's resources are used. Grind, thank you for those super hearts. Hello, Oliver. Welcome, Nikki, one of my top super fans for all time on Periscope. Dante in the house. I love it. I just met Dante recently through Al in Tokyo. So yeah, follow each other. Lots of good people in the room. Thanks for the support, you guys. You can also support, if you don't use Super Hearts, you can go to femyoga.com and support the channel that way. Also, I do get more of your money that way to the channel, but I understand there's a lot of benefits to the Super Hearts as well. I am a super broadcaster and I can cash them out for just, a little bit of a fee that gets paid off the top. On the other hand, the successful producer creates value for consumers by purchasing resources at a certain price and transforming them into goods that fetch a higher price. In the market economy, such behavior is rewarded with profits, which allow the producer in question to have a greater say in the use of society's scarce resources. Boom! None of this is true in the socialist state. Even if they truly intended the happiness of their subjects, the government planners would squander the resources at their disposal. With no test of profit and loss, the planners would have no feedback and would thus be operating in the dark. A decision to produce more shoes and fewer shirts, or vice versa, would be largely arbitrary. Furthermore, the individuals to ultimately decide the fate of society's resources would be selected through the political process, not through the meritocracy of the government, or of the market. Sorry, of the market. Oh God, I said government. That's like the most confusing misspeech I could have made. But meritocracy means that you reward good behavior that you like. Thank you for those super hearts. Private versus government defense. The general advantages of private industry over government planning operate just as well in the field of military defense. Because the military derives its funding in a coercive manner, the link between output and consumer satisfaction is severed. Because of their monopoly, a state's armed forces can bumble along indefinitely with no benchmark of comparison. Even in a limited state, whose subjects enjoy a large degree of economic freedom, the armed forces constitute an island of socialism. I totally agree with that. To get a sense of the problems involved, imagine the situation faced by Joseph Stalin during the World War II. As absolute dictator, Stalin had at his disposal every resource, including human, in the Soviet Union. Thank you, Arturo. I agree with that too. Stalin needed to use these resources to achieve his goals, the foremost of which we shall assume was the preservation and expansion of his political rule. And you guys, if you don't agree with this, please let me know. I want to hear from you too. I'm sorry that I don't have a heart race up, but thank you, Arturo and Dante and everyone else sending hearts on Periscope. You guys make me happy. We are trying to get to that 8 million, or sorry, 28 million, no, what is it? 28 million hearts. We're like 8,000 away, I think. So this might be the broadcast that we hit the 28 million party. And then tonight, I'd like to celebrate with you guys. I don't think I brought them upstairs, did I? I might have. Yes, I did. By teaching you guys some blackjack. So we can hang out, celebrate 27 million super hearts, 28 million hearts if we hit it, which I'm sure we will because you guys are amazing. So supportive and generous with your heart tapping. And yeah, we'll celebrate. We'll learn some basic blackjack strategy. I'm kind of obsessed with playing a perfect blackjack game, so I'll teach you guys how that would be done. Hey, Ada. Hey, Sunkissed. Do you want me to still call you Sunkissed, or should I call you your name? I'll just call you Sunkissed unless you tell me otherwise. Okay. And thank you for supporting the channel. You can see Miss Sunkissed on this list, as well as Roadrunner, Arturo. They're sponsors of the channel at femyoga.com. I'm on, do that again, you're on stereo. Oh, I ordered a new microphone today, you guys. I ordered a really high quality Blue Yeti microphone. I'm so friggin' excited to read it. Have I read Gary's book, Crushing It, yet? No, I haven't. You're actually the first person that I've ever heard even mention that book when you mentioned it yesterday in the comments. Do you recommend it? Have you already read it? I usually don't put a book on my to be read list unless there's someone I know who recommends reading it because they've actually read it and liked it. It's cool, Sunkissed. All right, cool, cool. All right. Arturo, you only have a little bit of health left. Watch out, watch out. Grind has a target on your back. Okay. Some of Stalin's choices were obvious enough. Clearly, he needed to overthrow the Nazi regime, and clearly this required defeat of the German armies besieging Stalingrad. I'm not using the new mic now. I ordered it. I just ordered it right before this broadcast, so it's going to be probably like a week or two before I see it from Amazon. I'm in the second chapter. This book is changing lives. All right, let's put it on the list right now. Normally I don't do this live, but because you've sent super hearts, I figure why not? Ask not what your audience can do for you, ask what you can do for your audience. Okay, what's it called? Crushing It. By who? Gary something? Oh, Gary Vaynerchuk. Crush It? Crushing It? I only see Crush It. Why now is the time to crush it. Cash in on your passion from 2009. I think this is not the right one. Where's Crushing It? It's called Crushing It by Gary Vaynerchuk. Oh, here's Crushing It. Here it is. Here it is. Okay, it's on my list. Also, I have another book of his on my list called Ask Gary V, One Entrepreneur's Take on Leadership, Social Media, and Self-Awareness. What am I reading from? It's called Chaos Theory by Robert P. Murphy. It's 2 essays that he wrote about market anarchy. So my laptop, if that's what you mean, like the actual physical device. All right. As we become more specific, however, Stalin's choices become less clear. Yes, he should use all available steel for the production of military equipment, but there's no need for new tractors at the moment. But how much of this steel should be devoted to planes, to tanks, to mortars, to bombs, or to railroads? Yes, all civilians, young and old, sick and healthy, should devote their lives to repelling the Huns, but precisely how many people should engage the enemy? Work in tank factories, dig trenches around the city, or forage for food? Even those tactical and strategic decisions normally made by military commanders have the same flavor. Yes, a sharpshooter such as Vasily Zaitsev should be used as a sniper rather than as bomber pilot or factory worker, but how best to exploit Vasily? Should he be ordered to kill as many Germans as quickly as possible? Oh, okay, grind. Yeah, I will. I'll make sure that I can get it. I mean, it'll probably be a while. I have like 20 books on my next. If you want me to bump a book up in my list, which my list is like 300 books long, and that book is the most recently added, so technically it's like 300 books away. If you want to send me a book, you can do that on through my website. If you go to femyoga.com and click contact, there's a mailing address that I use to kind of like buffer shipments to my business through. So if you want to send books, I will move them up in the list and I'll read them after pretty much whatever we're reading that viewers have sent us, which right now I don't have any. Actually, I do. I have 2 books. One from Francois, one from Dan. The next one I'll read in my normal voice, I believe, will be the one from Francois. And then the book that Dan sent me, I think I'm going to be doing ASMR style. Hi, Kushal. You were the first comments on Twitch. How are you today? Oh, that's okay. You can take screenshots. I know there's a lot going on my screen. People like to grab it. Or sometimes people want to grab comments or usernames or whatevers. All right. Should he be ordered to kill as many Germans as quickly as possible? Surely not, for with every shot he reveals his position. But it would also be far too conservative to have him wait months in the hopes of getting one clear shot at a general. It's evident that Stalin or his subordinates must make all of these decisions and thousands more just like them largely through arbitrary guesswork. The wartime goal of expelling the enemy is no different from the peacetime problem of food production. In both cases, Stalin's actions led to the deaths of millions of his own people. Just as a free market in agriculture would have prevented famine, a free market in defense would have prevented such monstrous casualties. That sounds good, Grind. You mean you have advice for me or you're looking for advice? If you have advice for me, I'm always open to hear input. And if you're looking for advice, I did write a book called How to Make Money on Periscope, which you can get at the website. It's only 20 bucks. So, economic calculation allows entrepreneurs to judge whether a plan has been profitable. It allows successful ventures to expand and causes failed operations to disband. The market constantly readjusts itself to the changing data, conditions of supply, demand, technical knowledge. Now that we understand the manner in which insurance companies could objectively and quantitatively appraise military success, it's easy to see the advantages of private defense. Hey, CoinShow. In a situation comparable to the Battle of Stalingrad, the anarchist community would respond in the most efficient manner humanly possible. Insurance companies would determine the relative value of various military targets and place bounties on them. Individuals left to their own spontaneous devices would try various techniques to produce this service. Some might buy tanks and hire men to attack the Germans head on. Others might hire sharpshooters to snipe them from afar. Some might buy mortars and shell them. Some might hire propagandists and offer bribes to lure defectors. Over time, only the best defense firms would survive. They would expand their operations, increasing the overall efficiency of the war effort. Because they would be operating in a system of property rights, they would need to purchase all of their resources, including labor. Thanks for inviting your followers, Arturo. This would ensure that the resources were being used as effectively as possible. Even if, to reduce transaction costs and maximize response time, a single firm monopolized the defense of a region, the firm could still engage in internal cost accounting and calculate the profitability of its various branches. Perhaps more important, free competition would ensure that technological and strategic advances were rewarded and quickly implemented. In contrast, a government military must rely on a bureaucratic chain of command where innovation, especially from outsiders, is stifled. So true. In a very real sense, a military confrontation between a statist and a free society would be a war of a few minds versus millions. Apples and oranges. This theoretical discussion is sure to provoke the cynic to remark, I'd like to see what your insurance companies would do if they met a panzer division. But such a question misses the point. We've demonstrated that a private defense system is the most effective, not that it is invulnerable. Yes, a small society of anarchists would be unable to repel the total might of Nazi Germany, but a small society of statists would fare even worse. And in fact, plenty of government militaries were obliterated by Hitler's armies. Expertise. One might wonder whether private individuals would be as knowledgeable about military affairs as government professionals. Surely Colin Powell makes a better general than Bill Gates. This fact rests on the monopoly status of the US military. If private individuals were allowed to compete with Pentagon generals, the incompetence of the latter would be manifest. The average stockholder is no expert in professional sports or foreign cuisine, yet private ownership still yields excellent baseball clubs and French restaurants. Savvy executives hire others to identify talented individuals. Intelligence. Even if a military bound by property rights and contract would have fared well in wars of an earlier era, what of modern warfare with its sophisticated espionage? Could there be anarchist spies? Private defense agencies would gather research just as any company does. Hey Raul. Hey Eric. Drive by. Heart drive by. Thank you for the hearts, you guys. We're just about to hit 28 million hearts. Let me know if you see that we hit it already. Where can we find this reading? Go to Mises, mises.org. This is called Chaos Theory, or you can probably just Google Chaos Theory PDF. It's an essay written by Robert P. Murphy. Thanks, Eric, for the super hearts. GGJKGD. Hello, I believe you hit on me yesterday, so I remember you. I got my eye on you. Thank you for all those super hearts, Eric. We are at 10,000 super hearts now. If we hit 20,000, I'm going to pause the reading and we're going to shoot off the cash cannons. Hey, Asmer, and I just realized that Grind took over the stream boss. Very nice. Yes. Okay, let's read. Otherwise, if we're between 10 and 20 when we finish the broadcast, I'll just shoot off one of the cash cannons. Okay? Okay. We're at 11,664. They would hire analysts and collect information in any way legally possible. Presumably, the most powerful computers and smartest code breakers would reside in an anarchist society. Whatever the loss caused by prohibitions on wiretaps and torture, it would be more than recovered in efficiency. Hey, Eunice. What do I do? What do you mean? Like for work? I do this. I do 3 hours of live content every single day to help people reach their health goals, their wealth goals, and their relationship goals. 1:30 a.m. Eunice, hug me. We're gonna celebrate and do a party tonight, but it'll be morning for you. I'm gonna teach you guys basic blackjack strategy, and we'll celebrate 27 million super hearts and 28 million regular hearts. I'm going to be doing yoga tonight, either with my sister and her kids or by myself. So we'll do a yoga scope later tonight. So those are the last two scopes. We'll do yoga and we'll do a celebration blackjack kind of little hangout party scope. Eric should be there. Yes! Well, that's very exciting. Thank you. Thank you. If I do the yoga with my sister, it'll be around like 6:30 p.m. If not, it'll be probably like 9 p.m. or maybe even later, and then blackjack after that. Okay? I think I was going to say something else, but I already forgot, so let's read more. On this topic, we note that counterintelligence would probably be quite limited. Defense agencies would have several major buyers and would be operating in an open market. Consequently, they would need to advertise the capabilities of their products. This openness is a virtue. What better way to avoid military defeat than by showing potential enemies how advanced their anarchist foe would be? Okay, Eunice. The defense agencies in a free society would have nothing to hide from governments. Do or die. The nature of military defense makes it less amenable to the trial and error correction mechanism of the free market. A nation can spend years in preparation for an attack without receiving any feedback on the quality of its efforts. A sudden invasion could then wipe out the private defenders before they had a chance to adapt. This situation is different from the typical industry in which repeated transactions day in and day out allow experimentation with various techniques and the weeding out of inefficiencies. To meet this objection, we must remember that private defense agencies, unlike their government counterparts, need not be limited to regional clients. A multinational defense agency could provide fighter jet services to several insurance companies in various areas of the world. Although inadequate strategies or training might remain hidden until a sudden disaster, at most, only one of the agency's franchises would be lost. The others would study the incident and learn to avoid it. In such an environment, military strategists from all over the world would collaborate in the new art of defense. While government planners guarded their precious secrets and protocols, anarchist agencies would hire the best and brightest minds. Expert personnel would be rotated from region to region, providing training in the latest tactics and equipment. High-tech weapons would be stockpiled in central locations and loaned out to anarchist societies under imminent threat of attack. This sharing, unthinkable among government militaries except in the direst circumstances, would further reduce the costs of private defense. Look at that, sharing in an anarchist society. Mind blown. Okay, nuclear weapons. The case for private defense must deal with the possibility of nuclear blackmail. In modern warfare, it would seem that only a nation that can credibly threaten to obliterate its opponents is safe from a first strike. The anarchist society would probably not develop or even own nuclear weapons. In the first place, the term defense has been adopted consciously in this essay and is not the euphemism as used in government propaganda. Because they would gain nothing from foreign conquest, since this would constitute theft and would be fully prosecuted within the anarchist courts, the owners of defense agencies would have no reason to spend money on weapons that were ill-suited to tactical defense. Precision of weaponry would be of paramount importance, since battles would be fought near or amidst a defense agency's customers. Mr. Durden says, if one nation, oops, yeah, that's true, Raul, that's true. If one nation attacks, does it give the right for another nation to give equal justice? What do you mean equal justice? So if one nation attacks, so if they physically violently attack us, do we have the right to defend ourselves? I would argue yes. Are you saying, does that give us the right to invade their property? I would say nothing gives you the right to steal. Hi, Ed. No, I don't use Facebook. Nope. Another perhaps more significant consideration is that defense agencies would most likely be legally prohibited from owning weapons of mass destruction. The anarchist legal system would operate on the same principles of voluntary contract that underlay the defense industry. Insurance companies would vouch, thank you, Durden, vouch for individuals and pledge to compensate anyone victimized by their clients. Thank you for the super hearts, Ed. I think, okay, we are at 15,000 super hearts. I feel a cash cannon coming. It's so exciting. But we're saying things here. It's important things. In an effort to limit their liability, insurers would require certain concessions from their customers. It's hard to imagine that an insurance agency would pledge $1 million for any innocent person killed by defense firm X when firm X held a stockpile of hydrogen bombs. Hydrogen bombs. Okay. Despite its probable lack of nuclear weapons, the anarchist society remains a viable option. Most obvious, there are statist societies that currently survive without nuclear devices. By its very nature, the anarchist society would be a completely harmless neighbor. No state would ever fear attack from an anarchist military, and so there would be no need to preemptively strike it. With no taxation, regulation, tariffs, or immigration quotas, the anarchist society would be of tremendous value to all major governments. They would surely act to protect it from intimidation by a rival nuclear power. Thank you for the super hearts, Ad! And Eric, and Arturo, and Grind. Thank you guys! Thanks. And thank you, Dan, for the cash cannons. We love them so much. Oh, thank you too much, Hurt. Well, I would like to know you. I see that you have a bronze badge, which means you broadcast. I don't see any replay. Oh, there are your replays. Took a second to load. Okay, I'm gonna follow you. I'm glad you like ASMR. I love doing it. It's really relaxing to do it too. Try some do some broadcasts if you like it. It's fun to experiment with different sounds. You can do money ASMR. What was that all about? Oh, we hit 20,000 super hearts. GeoScholar, you're gonna have to prove that. Hi Stephanie, I'm Taylor. Nice to formally meet you. I'm glad that you've been finding those really relaxing broadcasts. I did one last night if you missed it. And I also have a YouTube channel called Fem Yoga. It's linked on my website if you need help finding it, femyoga.com. And you were thinking of doing some? Yeah, let's do it. Do it. Because I don't want to listen to my own ASMR. You know what I mean? The best sound, money. Exactly. I think we got it all. And what was I saying? Is this fake? Juicy poops? It's not fake. This is very real. This is really happening. I'm Taylor. Nice to meet you. I do 3 hours of content every single day. No, I didn't, Eric. I didn't know that you scoped, but I'm going to follow you right now. Boom! Somalia operates in a state of anarchy, no rule of law, and so much violence takes place. I love the sound of money. It's so weird that you're talking about Somalia right now because I literally, right before this broadcast, watched a show about Somali pirates. Holy crap. I'd have to study more about that. I'm going to do it right now. Why do I have guns? These are cash cannons. Okay, Somalia government. Let's check it out. Why can't I click buttons? Oh, there we go. Buttons, buttons, buttons. Federal government of Somalia. Yep, they have a president, a prime minister, a parliament, so it's not anarchy. It's a coercive government, like all the governments, except Liberland. Okay, lessons from history. Wait, did I read this other part? Yes. A failed state? What do you mean, Geo? Tell me more. I'm actually very uneducated about Somalia. I don't understand the cash cannons, but they're cool. Good. There's nothing to understand, just to enjoy them. The historical record supports our theoretical discussion. Government military campaigns are characterized by gross blunders that would be comical if not so tragic. The only reason certain powers, such as the United States, maintain their aura of dominance is that they only fight other governments. So far, we've restricted attention to government militaries per se. In reality, of course, a state hampers all of its operations with wartime controls, further weakening its military effectiveness. Price controls cause not only consumer vexation, but also reduce output. Modern wars are won with material. It's no accident that the freest nations usually win their wars. It is a statist myth that abuse of rights must be met in kind. Bertrand de Jouvenel, in his classic On Power, argues that the other European countries had no choice but to institute conscription in response to Napoleon. Thank you, Durden. Conscription? What's conscription? How's my uterus? It's good. How do you know that I talk about my uterus sometimes? Do I know you? Conscription. Voluntarism. JTAG! High five for that comment. Compulsory enlistment for state service, typically into the armed forces. Oh, it's like a draft. Okay. Conscription equals a draft. Now we know. If you already knew, Bear with me, I'm learning too. Let's learn together. Yet, this example only proves the dismal imagination of government planners. Surely a resilient anarchist society would have used its superior technology and industrial capacity to furnish voluntary armies with forts, cannons, horses, and protective armor sufficiently to repel more numerous yet ill-equipped and poorly trained conscripts. And Geo says, failed state is the government is so poorly functioning that it has no control. Fiat government. That's interesting. It's not exactly anarchy. It's not exactly market anarchy, right? It's not like a free market. If your number one import is hostages and being a pirate, Jamaica was like that too. Jamaica's number one industry was piracy at some point in their history. So, I mean, that's not a free market. If your only economy is from theft, that's not capitalism. How do we win the money from the cash cannons? I actually do money giveaways from time to time. My last one was about 2 Tuesdays ago. I gave away $50 during a trivia scope. Nick, hello, and thank you for your invites, and ARG to you as well. Jamaica got better though. Okay. Government never created Xbox, something I enjoy. Okay. The analogy of France fighting other European powers is inappropriate. If a government army ever attacked an anarchist society, the situation would be akin to the Vietnam War with the technological roles reversed. Sure, Eric. Yeah, send it to me. I would love to hear that. Bitcoin and decentralization is the real Occupy Wall Street. What about cryptocurrencies backed by precious metals? My husband was just telling me about that. I hear him. He's awake. I thought he went to bed. Hi, Ben. A free market can exist without anarchy? Okay, so what's your proposed system, Geo? Oh, cool, Eric. Yeah, put us in the group chat, the Fem Yoga group chat. That'd be perfect. Oh, thank you, babe. Wait, I tried that. I tried that and it didn't work. Did you already try it and it worked? I tried this.
Capital C?
Yeah.
Did you put the whole address?
Yeah. Thank you, babe. Love you. Okay. Thank you, Sunkissed. I think I could be kinder. Not enough precious metals. For what? There would be a clash of cultures similar to the encounter between Pizarro and the Incan emperor Atahualpa. I don't know anything about that story. The advantages of private property are as manifest in the production of defense services as with any other. Geo, you think that laws prevent theft and crime from occurring even though laws don't prevent theft and crime from occurring evidentially? Empirically, I should say. This is true. My aunt turned 200 into 20,000 in 3 months in crypto backed by silver. Oh, nice. Cool. I don't understand. I thought they weren't doing that yet.
Not that I know.
Yeah, I don't think that exists yet. But maybe you just mean crypto in general? I don't know. All right. There is nothing magical about government military forces. If they have fewer tanks and planes and an inferior organization, they will lose to their anarchist opponents. A tiny country such as Taiwan can outperform communist China in the economic arena. It could defend itself just as efficiently if its residents would only abandon their faith in government, police, and armies and embrace total freedom. Boom! Okay. Oh, this is interesting. I don't even know. Wait, this is bibliography? Oh, it's like recommended readings. But he didn't say the thing he said he was going to say. Soros is trying to back a crypto coin with gold. Is that other scoper your sister? Other scoper? I have a sister who has scoped a few times. I don't know which one you mean. There are criminals in every society, however, fewer people will commit crimes under rule of law. I disagree. I think fewer people will commit crime when they're not impoverished because of overreaching taxation and coercive government. Forceful. The one you're going to Chicago with, she looks a lot like you. Ben, did you hear that that's my favorite compliment ever, to say I look like Steph Taylor? She's not my sister, but she is my soulmate. She doesn't know it yet, but she'll come around. She'll come around. It's fine. I will woo her in Chicago, and we will ride off into the sunset with my husband.
And a bunch of cats.
Yeah, so he didn't get in at all into how he said he was going to address it, but he didn't at all. We read the whole thing. More laws equals more jailed for nonviolent crimes. Many people will do whatever that they can get away with. Yeah, regardless of law. Wow, you two are twins though. She had an awesome scope. Yeah, she's been a little sick, so she's been she was just asking me, she's like, I don't like, you know, I'm ill, so I don't know if I should really scope while I'm sick. It's not like I can really be my normal, like, positive, happy self. So I told her to do it. She said she's thinking about it. We'll see. We'll see if we get a sick scope from Steph. Otherwise, I'm sure she'll be back to us just as soon as she's healed up and feeling better. So let's check out this bibliography and see if we think any of this other stuff is good. That was such a weird way to end it too, about how like Taiwan could defeat China if it was anarchist. Like, I'm not sure that I agree with that. I think the number of people you have in your military does make a difference, you know, private versus statist. If the state has 5 times the size of your military, it's going to be a lot harder to fight, you know, regardless of your increased efficiency. Are you scoping during the day mostly now? I have not seen you late night at all. Yeah, pretty much. I did scope last night. I did ASMR from like 11 to 12 at night, New York time. But yeah, I've been more on the daytime schedule. I really enjoy it. I miss the sunlight. That was being nocturnal for a long time, so going to Egypt kind of flipped me back around. So I'm on the daytime schedule now, and I've been really liking it, so I hope you guys like it too. It's almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and we just finished our anarchist essays, and we're going to see, okay, Murray and Rothbard. There would be no anarcho-capitalist movement to speak of without Rothbard. So, the ethics of liberty, let's put that on the list. Did your husband switch shifts? Did you switch shifts, babe?
Pretty soon.
Arturo says it's his first day back home. Yay! How does it feel being home? That's why nobody messes with China. The world is indebted to them. Well, yeah. See, there you go. That's different than even them just being larger and more populous than us. But we also have we owe them money, so that's a great position to be in. Would I say the ethics of liberty? Yes. Feels good. I'm glad. China is a threat. I would agree with that, Ben. The Ethics of Liberty by Murray and Rothbard. We'll put on the list. I don't know what that means. Mila? Our debt is backed by the full force of the U.S. military. Yeah, I suppose that's true for now. Okay, I want to read the Ethics of Liberty. What else? Oh, he wrote a bunch of different ones. Do we want to read all of these? Yes. For a New Liberty. You know how many refugees China takes in and supports? 0. Interesting. Well, I mean, yeah, they probably have enough going on. For a New Liberty. The Libertarian Manifesto. Hey, that's already on my list. That's funny. Power and Market. These are all written by Rothbard Murray. So again, I'll just rehash what I just said. For a New Liberty, The Ethics of Liberty, and Power and Market. Actually, you know what? Power and Market I'm not going to put on my list because that just seems like really common sense. Hey, Doe, your name is still up there. What do you mean, where's your name? I don't watch Spider-Man or Superman or Black Panther because I don't like superhero movies. 1.8 billion people, we got no room for you folks. Yeah, we are at capacity. Oh no! No! Okay, I know we're still here, but I just clicked an email that popped up on my screen, which means I can't see your comments at the moment. But I'm coming back, don't worry. Okay. Hey, What do I see happening? Do I see, whoa, what just happened as I lost signal here? Vito, hello, thank you so much. And Doe wants to know where her name is. There. Boom, I caught it right before I left. I like it. All right, what else? There you are, yay. Doe, thank you for the super hearts. How do you get people to stop following me? A bunch of cam girls followed. They're probably not cam girls, they're probably bots, mostly, I would guess. Since I'm a Scope Pro, I would say just embrace followers. They're not gonna hurt you. Who is John Galt? He's this guy who created Galt's Gulch, and Hank Rearden found out about him last night in Atlas Shrugged, which we were reading. It was really exciting. It was really juicy. And James Taggart and his wife are like fighting about it because she discovered that it wasn't him that was cool. It was really Dagny, his sister. I love watching other people's scopes. Ben, yes, there's so many good scopers, and I hope that that just keeps growing. We get more and more cool new people. You bought a book today? What'd you get, Doe? Tell us about it. Inspired by me to read more. Thank you. It's like the best compliment I could ever get. Someone just said that to me the other day, and I was like, that's literally makes me so happy. That's what I want to do. Ty Lopez did that for me, inspired me to start reading more, which I love doing, and it's totally changed my life. You're Jake Taggart? Wait, is that really your name? That's really funny. J Tag. Oh my god, is your last name Taggart? That's amazing. The sexual politics of meat. What? Are you trolling me, Doe? The sexual politics of meat? What does that even mean? If you ever get the chance, check out Jordan Peterson. He's awesome. Like you. Thank you, Mr. Durden. I heard about him last night, Jordan Peterson. But I'm not good at audio stuff. I'm not good at listening. I'm better with reading. Always well-worded books. It's refreshing. Raul, who has well-worded books? Did I just totally forget what we're talking about? Have you read the meat book? Vito, don't laugh at her. That doesn't help. Unfortunately, I have to go watch The Market with Taylor You Rock, and I mean that. Thank you, Ben. You rock. You're awesome. Thanks for all the positivity all the time, all the support. She says she's not trolling. Jordan Peterson is GOAT. Thank you for retweeting, Vito. Me? Well worded? Oh, thank you. 12 Rules for Life by him. 12 Rules for Life. It's a real book. Google it. Oh my god. Oh my god. As I start typing in sexual politics, it's like, of meat? A feminist vegetarian critical theory explores the relationship between patriarchal values and meat eating by interweaving the insights of feminism, vegetarianism, animal defense, and literary theory. Behind every meal of meat is an absence, the death of the animal whose place the meat takes. That's heavy stuff. Gad Saad. Who's Gad Saad? That's a great name to say. If you like, you can listen to it on here. On this scope, I would say it doesn't really make sense, but how about during Blackjack scope tonight? Thanks for sharing this on Twitter, Eric. Oh my god, Doe. Did you really buy that book? I bet you did. Are you gonna read it on scope? Let's all read it together. Hi, Jake. Ed, you just missed the book that Doe got. She said, why does everyone think I'm always trolling? Like the other day when I was straightening my hair and I saw you come in and I said, Doe, I'll be over in a second to be trolled by you. I watched the replay and by the time I said that, which was like as soon as you entered the room, you had already trolled me. I forget what you said, but I was like, see? I knew. I knew she would immediately troll.
Anyone who has cats and dogs is not a vegan.
Yeah, you can contact the permissions department of the publishing company that wrote the book, that put the book out. The book that Doe got sounds like a storybook, like the house that Jack built. I'm so confused. The house that Jack built. Is that a book? Are you talking about my cat? I'm so confused. Doe said, yep, sounds like me. Exactly. That's why we always think you're trolling. That book could replace my sleeping pills. What book are we talking about now? We're talking about too many books at once. Okay. 12 Rules for Life, an antidote to chaos. That's creepy. That's creepy. All right, I'll put that on my want to read list since someone else recommended that guy to me too. Jordan Peterson. Doe is the queen of trolls. All hail. Do you think they'd give permission? Is it easy to get permission? It's a kid's book. Oh, The House That Jack Built is a kid's book? I wouldn't know. But I'm sure it's a great, great book. I don't think it's at all like the book that Doe got. And is it easy to get? It's easy to request permission. Once I request permission, I usually will just use it, and then if they have an issue, they'll just ask you to take it down. I've never ever had a publisher tell me that I couldn't share anything. So, but I also don't sit there and read the whole book cover to cover, like without interruptions. You don't want to do like an audiobook version because that's like a complete reproduction of the work and someone could just download that and now have the audiobook for free. But as long as you're like commenting between and it's not competing with the actual having the book itself, I wouldn't think. Or if you do like a review or a summary of it, that's also not a violation of any copyrights. It's really like a reproduction. So because you're still live broadcasting excerpts from it, I think it's just good practice to request permission. But for them, they're like, unless you're making like thousands and millions of dollars off of this, they don't really care. Why am I bowling? Hi, how are you? Hi, Moon Mogul. Am I bowling? Oh, bowing. I was bowing to Doe because she's the queen of trolls.
Does she have cats?
Troll mess in your tea? What is troll mess? Huh, babe?
Does she have any cats?
She has a dog.
Is
My
she
husband
vegan?
wants to fight with you about veganism, Doe. You wanna do it?
Actually, it's because I feel guilty about eating animals.
Yeah, these are cash cannons. I'm sure she would love to discuss it with you, babe.
I was just saying dogs are eating meat. Pets.
Can you hear him?
So if you're vegan and you have pets, then
Oh, she has a cat and a dog. I'm sorry.
Then you have to get rid of them because you're not vegan fully.
He says you have to get rid of them because you're not vegan fully. I doubt you guys can even hear him. She said, yeah, we can debate sometime. You should do a scope called, like, why I'm not a vegan or something.
No, I really do feel guilty about it. I just haven't come around yet.
It's actually almost a free ad for the book. So yeah, exactly, Raul. But I still think it's good practice to just kind of make sure you covered your liabilities. He's INTJ. Oh, Vito says hi.
What's up, Vito?
Now you have a toothache. Maybe you should go like forward and upside down, like a standing forward fold, like we do in yoga. Zarudo, I don't speak Portuguese, but obrigado for being here. Hola. And the next book is called Egalitarianism as a Revolt Against Nature, which is a collection of essays. I'll probably skip that. They have a 4-volume book. Probably skip that. The myth of national defense. We kind of already covered that here. Troll mess definition is troll poop. What is troll poop? Have you heard of the great nation of Kekistan? I have. Someone else already said praise Kek in this broadcast. Long time no talk. TK Rovin? Have we met? Remind me who you are. Alternative approaches to anarcho-capitalism. Liberal Libertarian Society. Yeah, I'm going to skip these. Let's just stick with the anarchy books. Because I'm already pretty convinced that I disagree with libertarianism. All right, that's it. Shout out to Nick BG50 for sending me this book essay thing, this publication. Oh, hey, thanks. Yeah, it's my first day on Periscope. He's on this list right there. Nick, boom. Thanks for this book. It was really awesome. I actually very much enjoyed it, talking about private law, private defense. You guys can become a sponsor and be on this fancy list too and help this content to keep coming out, keep improving. Just keep me live at femyoga.com by clicking support. Yes, I have, yeah, these are for the trolls. Exactly. These are troll guns. And let's see where we're at with our super hearts. We're at 35 super hearts. It took us just under an hour to finish the book, which makes me happy. Our next book will be the one that Francois got us. Your Christmas present was sponsoring. Okay, thank you. Keep Your Brain Young by Dr. Fraser Smith and Dr. Ellie Agdassi. Money well spent. You're ridiculous. So there's, oh wait, this is a cookbook? Wait, maybe this is a cookbook. I think this might be a cookbook. I don't know. Okay, Understanding Brain Diseases. wanting to know if you have dementia, what causes dementia, smart nutrients, nutrient deficiencies, standard care for dementia, the 12-step healthy brain diet program, menu plans and recipes for a healthy brain. So we'll do this. This will be our next book, Keep Your Brain Young. Tomorrow we'll do trivia, tonight we'll do yoga, and tonight I'll teach you guys how to play blackjack, and we'll celebrate 28 million hearts and 27 million super hearts. The blackjack party will be later after I get home from yoga. So depending, if I do yoga with my sister on Scope, War and Peace. Actually, I have someone who's going to loan me that book, I think. Which reminds me, I have to loan her Essentialism. I don't know where I put it. I think it's right there. Okay, just so I don't forget to give that to my mom's friend. It's cool. She follows me on Goodreads, and then she sees the books that I do, and she's like, "Ooh, that book looks good. Do you still have it? Can I borrow it?" It's cool to be connected with people that are local. And that's goodreads.com/femyoga if you want to see all my book reviews and summaries. It's free. It's just like a way to track all the books that I've read. And that book brings us to number 8. So that's the eighth book that we've read this year, which keeps us right on track for a book a week, 52 books in the year. I have to make sure that that's actually considered a book in here. Chaos Theory, Robert. Oh yeah, we're counting it. We're totally counting it, and I'm gonna give it 4 stars because he said he was going to address the initial distribution of private property, and then he did not address that. So that was a complete fail, but the book was still good in and of itself. Sure, I don't even know what that is, but follow me wherever you like. And I will add a review. Thanks for the super hearts. I don't even know who those just came from, but oh, are we at 40,000? Mine says 38,163. I'll do my review of the book afterwards. And also, if you guys want to get my personal custom recommendations on books and the summaries of the books, that's also free. And I send out a newsletter once every 4 months. So I only send 3 emails a year. It's completely free to sign up for it. I don't send any other emails about anything else. And it's just a summary of each book that I read. So for all of the weeks, if I liked it or not, what my rating is, and the summary of what the book was actually about. Thanks, Eric, for all those super hearts. And Ed is the stream boss. I missed that. Maybe that was him sending those super hearts. I don't know. I don't see his bubble on the bottom. But thank you for all the super hearts. Everyone. I assume we're getting really close. Yeah, we're at 40,000. Yes. Thank you, Eric. And Vito and Arturo and Dove. Thanks for the super hearts. Oh, and we have an upcoming scope coming up about the 67 Steps program by Tai Lopez. We're going to be doing a summary review of that when I finish the program. I still have 10 steps to go. That's what my husband was just giving me, was the login information for that program. Raul, thanks for the super hearts. Okay. So I think that's all the monies. I think so. Yeah. So we got lots of cool stuff coming up. So the next book, Keep Your Brain Young, and we'll be working more on getting through Atlas Shrugged so that we can start Confederacy of Dunces, which is the one that Dan got me. He gave this to me in Egypt. Welcome, Sanam! We're just about to the end. I'm hungry. What should I have for lunch? I go to my sister's house in 4 hours. I'll get at least 1 or 2, maybe even 3 of the 67 steps done today. I'm excited. Let's see if we can log in. TaiLopez.com. Log in. You guys are in and out, in and out, in and out. Thanks for those super hearts, Eric. You guys are amazing, really. And then the password is this. Hello, Bill Green. I am Taylor. This is Fem Yoga, the best community in the world. Okay, I was gonna say on Periscope, but that wasn't big enough. What the heck? It works this time. You know, he gives me the password. It works fine. I tried to do that password earlier. It doesn't work. This is an outrage. Do we have all the money? I see money over there. We don't have it all. Tuna is your go-to as you're poor? Ooh, tuna sounds amazing. I would definitely go for some tuna right now. So why are you poor? What's going on with that? Have a veggie omelet for lunch? Oh, okay, that sounds really good. Sunkiss, you want to come over and make me a veggie omelet? I love you. I love you. I'll use some of your sponsorship money for the ingredients. Just tell me what to buy. I'll buy the ingredients. You can make it. We'll convince my husband to do the dishes. It's a great plan. I've worked this out previously already. Thanks for the super hearts, Ed. And we're over 50,000 super hearts now, so we're definitely going to shoot off at least one more cash cannon before the end of the broadcast. 1, 2, wait. No, I didn't. Okay, there we go. We made an extra $20 from the cash cannons today. Just kidding, just kidding. We need more money for these cash cannons. We gotta get that done too. There's so much to do. We gotta do more 360 videos. You guys, this channel is gonna be just the most amazing thing you've ever seen. We're getting better all the time, diversifying our content, increasing the quality, increasing the efficiencies, and learning about the 67 steps from Tai Lopez so you don't have to. Why can't I click this? Scoper of the Millennium. Thank you, Vipul. Dishes duty. Well, he would get to eat it with us too. Where's the 67 steps? Why does it just keep popping up? Tai, where's the steps at? Oh, here it is. All right, Vito, thanks for coming in. You're awesome. I don't know if that was your super heart or not, but thank you for all the super hearts, everyone. Let's do all 67 right now. Okay. You know what's cool too is I've been developing for a long time now because I really dropped the ball on this. This is a request by one of our other sponsors, Lane of Langels, Lane2. She does promotional broadcasts for other scopers. He revoked my steps. No, he didn't revoke them. No, they're here. It was my own lack of observation that I was missing the button. Hello, Steve. Don't worry, Tai and me are still best friends that have never spoken or talked or met or anything, spoken or talked, you know, two different things. Thank you for retweeting and sharing on Twitter and inviting your followers. Steve from Florida, you're the man. You are the man. So anyway, I don't know what I was saying, but I'm also trying to come up with the 67 steps for women, like catered specifically towards a female audience, because Tai very much appeals to a male audience with the sports cars and the mansions and the hot girls that are wearing bikinis and high heels and makeup and hair. And he's not really trying to target a female audience. And I think that I would do better at that because I love women and I want my whole audience to be women. I not all of them. I just want a lot of women in my audience because I think that a lot of these things are really, really useful for women to kind of step into their own power and not feel like they always have to be just kind of following the men in their lives around with what they want to do. Thanks for the super heart, Steve. Hello, and thank you for the flower emojis. I love them so much. They smell wonderful. The goblet runneth over. What goblet? Oh, this goblet. Steve, you are the stream boss. Thanks for the super hearts, you guys. I'm gonna go put this book out in the hallway because it looks bad. Femtoga trailer. And Tronum 108. Happy wife, happy life. Yeah, I know. Like a boss. Yes. Thank you, Steve. Ooh, we're at 60,000 super hearts. When did that happen? Oh, I'm slow. I'm slow on the ball. Thank you for the super hearts. Ed, Eric, Steve, and Doe. And everyone else who had to leave. This is how we keep this channel going. Sponsorships at femyoga.com by clicking support and super heart. As a super broadcaster on Periscope, I can cash them out. And I do. every month. Actually, we have another cash out coming up soon. How many days? 3 days away? It's raining money. My favorite type of rain. Yes, we're making it rain. Just like Lil Wayne. Strip club guns. Okay, okay, okay. Like a boss. Steve, you like the cash cannons too? They're very popular. I love them. Oh. Redo. There's a little bit more. Anywhere in this one? That was like a double bonus. A little extra remaining in there. There we go. So yeah, I want to bring these to Chicago when I go meet Asif and Steph Taylor and whoever else might be there. Scott might go, Alexis might go, Dan might go, Wolf Puppy might go. Heinz says he's going. I don't really believe anyone's going until they're there, but I'm pretty sure Steph's going. And Asif lives there, so. And my cousin also lives there. So they'll be there. I know that. And we can use our blackjack skills that we learned tonight when we go to Chicago. Find a casino somewhere. Exercise our skills. Okay. 6, 7 steps. It's too much. There's too much. It's too much. It's way too much. It's too much to go over right now. It needs its own scope. It needs its own several scopes. Going to a Chicago meetup. Actually, I was just going to meet Asif myself. I wanted to just go to a casino with him and hang out with my cousin. And then we invited Steph Taylor along. And then other people said they wanted to come. And we did, whenever I meet anyone, like when I went out to Atlantic City, we were meeting Ed, Nick, and Dan. And it was like, if anyone else wants to come, feel free to meet up with us. We met up with Captain Mike. Do we meet up with anybody else? I don't think so. And it's kind of like an open free-for-all, but it's not, I don't really call them like Perry meetups. I feel like that's a little contrived, and the larger the group, the harder it is to really connect on an individual basis. So, oh, there's a meetup July 6th. Cool. Yeah, I won't be going to that since I'm going to be there the weekend of April 20th. So I won't go back 2 months later or 3 months later, but 2.5. But yeah, Chicago's like, I don't really particularly care for the city of Chicago. But I do like the people that live there, and I want to go see them. So that's what we'll do. And Steph is a travel vlogger, so she's gonna have like all the different landmarks that she wants to see, and she'll be videoing that, and I'll probably just like follow her around and scope it all. That's the plan. All right, step 1, become deserving. Step 2, adaptability and experimentation. Abe, always be experimenting. 3, humility. 4, multiple mentors and the law of 33%. 5, poor friends versus rich friends. Discernment. Causation versus correlation. Number 6, chipping away at goals. Avoid media bias. Get the whole story. Step 7, learned helplessness. Take risks and do not be afraid. Step 8, complete integration. Pick something and own it. Step 9, book a day. Mine for gold in books. Learn from others' mistakes. Step 10, toughen up. Don't get soft. Step 11, evolutionary mismatch. Willpower. Step 12, your Eulerian destiny. 4 concentric circles, 12 to 20 words. Step 13, tap dance to work. Work is vacation. Step 14, prepare for everything. Assume you're missing or forgetting something. My cat is snoring. Step 15, make friends with math. Calculate probabilities and statistics. Step 16, have a diverse range of knowledge. Be a Renaissance man or woman. Step 17, outwork the competition efficiently. Maximize hours. Step 18, use contrast bias against the best. Your goals will seem easy. Step 19, invest in yourself and your education, goals, and growth and development. Step 20, reimagine your world. Reverse engineer your life from your dreams. Step 21 is the PACE system and practicing all 4, practical, active, social, and emotional. Step 22 is no more black and white thinking, gray areas. Step 23 is to maintain perspective. Step 24 is be innovative and keep the end in mind. Step 25 is stay present even with the unpleasant. Step 26 is Six Sigma, redundant preparations. Six Sigma preparation. That's an interesting one if you want to look into that. That's about being as perfect as humanly possible, trying to attain as close to perfect as you can. Step 27, how to pick friends in a support team, loyalty, and complementary members of your group, people that are not complimentary like they tell you you're awesome, but complementary like your strengths and their weaknesses offset each other, like complementary colors. Step 28, do what's hard when it's easy. Step 29, remember the future, but savor the present. Step 30, known knowns, known unknowns, unknown unknowns. You should always argue your opponent's side better than they do. Me and Ed were just talking about that this morning, last night. I don't remember. Step 31, over-the-shoulder management. That's a Sam Walton theory, the guy who created Walmart and Sam's Club. Step 32, rational investments. Sun kiss. Step 33, you can't teach a pig to fly. I think that's about like playing to your strengths. Step 34, the 10 dark years. Realize it takes years of hard work to get the payoff. So true, so true. Step 35, resisting and using Lollapalooza effect. Step 36, resisting and using Lollapalooza effect. Step 36, listen to 1 out of 100 people and level up mentors and circles. There's 67 steps in his program, the 6-7-step program, but I've only gone through 56. So I have 10 more to go, and I'm going to be working on those right after I'm done with the broadcast. But Ed challenged me to go through all of them right now, so I'm just quickly just saying the names that these aren't his actual names of the steps. This is like what I took away from each of the steps, to kind of sum up each step in a way that I could remember. And I'm going to be sharing a full summary of the whole program on a scope in the future as per Lane's request. Lane 2, she's here on this sponsor list, and she wanted to hear a summary of his 67-step program. If you're not familiar with Tai Lopez, I definitely recommend checking him out. He's the reason that I read a new book every week, and he's the reason that I'm running my own business, and definitely catalyzed me into a lot of the success that I'm experiencing without ever even knowing who I am or speaking to me. And that's the power of doing work like what I'm doing. People can watch my YouTube years from now and still gain motivation and help and benefit from content I put out today. I could die tomorrow, and still this whole past year of content I put out can help millions of people. I know, Davis, right? It's like my holsters. These are like my holsters. Hey there, Plenty. Did that help you fall asleep last night? The ASMR? I hope so. Another sponsor in the house, Plenty. Another sponsor there, Zen. Lots of sponsors. Hello, everybody. Plenty, I gotta get used to your new picture. Is that you as a kid? All right, what one were we on? Listening to 1 out of 100 people and leveling up your circles of influence, your mentors. Don't die? Okay, I'm gonna try not to die. I'm gonna work on that. The pool, you're so sweet. That's the beauty of the discipline. Of the discipline? Of discipline or of the discipline? Wait, what discipline? Step 37, network, increase skills, and capital. It's Sonam as a baby. You're killing me right now. Sonam. Is it really Sonam? There's a sea turtle? What? Oh, I can't see your picture on here. Stupid iPhone 5. I can't see it. I can't see it very big. I can't tell if you're trolling or not. Oh, God. All right. Step 38. Protect your business and assets. Protect the asset. It really is. It's Sodom as a baby. It's hilarious. When they do watch years from now, they'll see that I'm the boss. That's true, Steve. Steve is like, years from now, when people are gaining great inspiration, they will see that I was the boss. freaking love that. That might be the comment of this entire broadcast. I'm giving it my seal of approval. Comment of the broadcast. Step 38, protect the asset. Exactly. And find your niche. That's part of 38 as well. Aw, thanks, Mr. Durden. I really appreciate that. I want to help people who are going through what I used to be going through, which is basically just a very dark time. Hi, 541 prime time. Sorry, I know you probably don't think I'm live, but I just didn't see your comments until just now. Hey, Chris. Sea turtle. Why are we talking about sea turtles right now? Chapter 39. Turn your mess into your message. And an 18% conversion / network. I don't even remember what that was about. Trying to convert 18% of your prospects, I guess. Not trying to, converting them. Step 40, practical pessimism, like being prepared, what ifs. Step 41, be a maker and a watcher, not a wanderer. Step 42, prioritize and do not get on someone else's agenda. Step 43, the 20% weird factor and thinking independently. Oh no. This is the one thing, this is the one step that I think would potentially prevent me and Ty from becoming close business contacts, because he thinks that you should have a maximum of 20% weirdness in your personality. Have we met? Because if we have, you probably know I'm a little bit more than 20% weird. Yeah. So we're just gonna have to work on all the other biases outside of the 20% weird factor, because I'm like definitely higher than that. And thinking independently. I got that one nailed though. Step 44, the six-pack mind and misweighting bias. Thank you, Ed. Cool. It's cool. Step 45, investor entrepreneurs, monthly income, passive income. Do or do not. There is no try. Yes, a Jedi to make pigs fly can. Okay. Oh dear, that doesn't bode well for me. Only 20%. Yeah, plenty, I'm with you. I'm in the super weird boat with you if you're super weird. I don't know that you're that weird. I don't know much about you, but you cook. You're funny. You seem pretty normal to me. What's your weirdness? How weird are you? I whisper for a living, so that could be a little weird for some people. And I also am an anarchist, which is quite weird for some people. What else? I sniff the crotch of my laundry to decide if it's clean or not. It's pretty weird. What else do I do that's weird? I feel like I used to be weirder. I've become more normal as I've gotten older. That's kind of sad. Yeah. Well, we just... Yeah, jinxed. Okay. Step, not chapter, step 46, starting small and scaling up. Yes, I was just talking about this not that long ago. I feel like most of this stuff Ed and I have talked about since we talk 24 hours a day. Your weirdness is watching me cash cannon multiple times. You are not alone either. Asif loves that. Dan loves that. Ed loves that. Steve loves that. One person's weird is another person's awesome. Good. I'm glad. I'm glad you guys think that I'm awesome, because I think you guys are awesome. And people might think you're weird, but I think you're awesome. So I'm happy. So yeah, you can't scale up until you've figured out how to do a small project really, 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 really well. Like we just talked about Six Sigma, get as close to perfect as you can, and then you can scale up your near perfection. Step 47, the 5% tweak and nothing janky. Like the fact that I'm like my hair looks how it looks right now and I'm not wearing any makeup, it's a little janky. Like you would probably be like, this broadcast is a little janky. You didn't put a lot of work into what you're looking like right now. And I'd be like, yeah, it's a 5% tweak. All right, I put my hair up. It was a 5% tweak. Step 48, the perfect amount of confidence. Step 49, the baseball analogy. You can only go one step or one base at a time. So you can't just go from you can't always just be like, boom, home run. You have to still hit first base, second base, third base. It's a process, things don't happen immediately. This broadcast is real. This broadcast is real. You did your hair today and you're feeling fly? Good. I'm glad to hear that, Ed. I'm proud of you. You did your hair. You're feeling fly. I don't understand why you do your hair like that, but it's fine. Step 49. Nope. Step 50. Don't focus on the wrong things and work with experts. That's like the, ooh, what was that? What's the term for that? Your mastermind group, your masterminds. Step 51. Remember your audience and be understood. Seek first to understand and then to be understood. Show your true colors but hate three strikes. Wait, what? Do flies have hair? I don't think so. They have cilia, right? I guess that's considered, is that hair? Like on their legs? Yo, sexy! What's up? Step 52. Think win-win as much as possible. That's one of the 7 habits of highly effective people from Stephen Covey. Who all are in my mastermind group? Masterminds in my life would be my husband, Ed, Flash. Who am I forgetting? James. Is there one more? I guess Ty. I mean, I don't know Ty personally, but Ty would definitely be considered mastermind. And then Stefan Molyneux, if we're considering people that we don't know. We haven't like actually met. Those are my 6 masterminds, I would say. The sad part is that they're all men. So I'm looking for really successful women who I can learn from if anybody knows of any. That's your favorite book, Steve? The 7 Habits? Yeah. James, you mean James Bond? No, I mean James, my graphic designer and video editor. My YouTube manager. Step 53, don't lose money. Profit motive. What defines a mastermind? Don't apologize. I am the master of my mind. This is true. No, I'm the master of your mind. Okay. A mastermind would be someone who's like an expert, someone who's ahead of you that you want to learn from and emulate. So, unfortunately, they're all men. So if I transition, you just blame it on all the men that I just listed. I crack myself up so good. I have the 7 Habits book. I'm so surprised. My mom gave me a bunch of books. Yeah, it's a decent book. It's decent. The win-win, always think win-win, that's a really good part of that book for sure. I don't love that book, but it's all right. It's decent. It's not going to hurt you if you read it. You're not going to come out dumber on the other end. So, and you'll probably feel motivated, so that's good. Chapter 54, Deep Work Thinking, Exercise Daily. I actually have that book by Cal Newport called Deep Work. That's an excellent book. I really, really like that book. I'll show you. Yeah, you've not read it yet. Yeah, no, that's okay though. It's like, I don't think you're really missing much. Rules for Focused Success in a Distracted World. This is an excellent book. This was recommended by Ty Lopez, and I absolutely adore it. So good. This is the book that helped me learn how to memorize a deck of cards. Step 55, second to last step that I've completed. Know yourself and act accordingly. So we talk about that a lot. That's one of my biggest strengths is self-reflection, introspection. In yoga, we call this swadhyaya. Can you give one-line summary of deep work? One-line summary. Anytime you have a problem you're trying to fix, take at least 20 minutes of silence to meditate completely on solving that problem. That was like my biggest takeaway from the book, I would say. That you pretty much, there's no problem that you can't solve if you're just completely uninterrupted and focused just on that for 20 minutes or more. Or there's probably times you really don't even need to think about it for 20 minutes, but anytime you have like a big problem that you're not sure how to solve, maybe that would be a better way to word that. Oh, Lise, thanks for the super hearts. Did I see those come in? Thank you, my love. Thank you. Thank you, Sergio. Good to see you. Thanks for popping in on Twitch. And then 56. Step 56, the last one. Be courageous and take some risks. The only problem that I have with that step is that he already had a step about that, which was step 7. Take risks and don't be afraid. And then step 56 is be courageous and take some risks. But that's okay. So I'll do step 57 right after this broadcast. You're going boxing, take care. Nice, Durden, have fun. Like Tyler Durden? Is that you're boxing yourself? That is what Abraham, author of .ask, and it is given, says. Oh, author of Ask and it is given says. Oh, are you talking about Abraham Hicks? That's another interesting individual. And we'll leave it at that. So if you just got here, oh, at the very beginning. Oh, okay. Yes. Oh, yeah, I remember that now. I remember. All right. Thank you. Next broadcast will be either me doing yoga with my sister and her kids at her house, or me doing yoga by myself here in this room. Feel the fear and do it anyway. Yeah, 2018 for me is all about facing my fears. That's why you're seeing me doing the cooking scopes, the drawing scopes, hosting weekly trivia scopes. Excuse me. Do 15-minute meditations before any important thing. If you can, yeah. You woke up with a black eye? Yeah, I mean, maybe your Tyler got you. The Chaos Emeralds? What is that, Dominion? I like the sound of that a lot. A lot. Hello, Addie Conlon. How are you? You guys are all getting here on Twitch just as I'm about trying to leave because I want to eat some food. Because Sunkissed is going to come over and make me an omelet, a veggie omelet, because she loves me. And I'm going to come back for yoga. And then after yoga, we're going to do our blackjack broadcast where I'll teach you basic blackjack strategy, just like I just showed you my awesome gold cards. Joker. It's got something on it. So I'll teach you how to play blackjack tonight as we celebrate 28 million hearts, which I assume we're at now. A huge spider just got you? What do you mean got you? Did it bite you? Hey, lovely. And we're also going to be celebrating 27 million super hearts, which is only made possible by your guys' amazing generosity, making this channel possible. You blow me away every single day. I really mean that. I'm overwhelmed with gratitude and inspiration and drive to keep making the channel better and giving you guys what you want and make sure that you're getting your money's worth and that you feel like you're always getting more than you're paying for. That's the goal. And some of you top sponsors, you really challenge me to make sure my value is off the charts. So thank you. Thank you, Steve. Thank all of you, really. This wouldn't happen without you guys. If you want to get involved, femyoga.com. And until yoga tonight, I hope you have a great rest of your day. And remember, you are worthy of being loved and feeling comfortable in your own skin. This has been A Moment in Time with Taylor. Thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you back really soon. Do you hear my cat snoring? Okay, bye.